Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you've struggled to recall a name or a word that's right on the tip of your tongue. If you're over 70, you're not alone. Many of us notice that our memory and focus aren't quite what they used to be as we age. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. In fact, there are some common habits that might be making things worse. Habits that, with a little awareness and effort, you can change to protect your memory and keep your mind sharp. Today, we're going to talk about 3 habits that could be quietly sabotaging your memory and focus after 70. These are things you might not even realize are having an impact. But once you know about them, you can take steps to avoid them. By the end of this video, you'll have practical, actionable tips to help you stay mentally sharp and focused so you can continue to enjoy life to the fullest. Let's dive in. Habit number 1, skipping breakfast or eating the wrong foods. Let's start with something that might surprise you, skipping breakfast. Now, I know some people say that intermittent fasting is all the rage, and maybe you've even tried it yourself. But when it comes to memory and focus, especially after 70, skipping breakfast can be a big mistake. Here's why. Your brain needs fuel to function properly, and that fuel comes from the food you eat. When you skip breakfast, your blood sugar levels drop, and your brain doesn't get the energy it needs to perform at its best. This can lead to brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and even memory lapses. And it's not just about eating something, it's about eating the right things. A sugary pastry or a bowl of cereal might give you a quick energy boost, but it won't sustain your brain for long. So, what should you eat instead? Focus on foods that are rich in protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Think eggs, avocado, whole grain toast, or a smoothie with spinach, berries, and a scoop of protein powder. These foods provide steady energy and nutrients that support brain health, like omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and B vitamins. And if you're not a big breakfast person, that's okay. Even a small, nutrient-dense meal can make a big difference. Habit number 2, not getting enough. Quality sleep. Now, let's talk about something that affects every aspect of your health, including your memory and focus. Sleep. If you're not getting enough quality sleep, it's like trying to drive a car with an empty gas tank. You're just not going to get very far. And unfortunately, as we age, sleep can become more elusive. Maybe you find yourself waking up frequently during the night, or you struggle to fall asleep in the first place. Whatever the case, poor sleep can take a toll on your brain. During sleep, your brain is busy consolidating memories, clearing out toxins, and preparing for the day ahead. When you don't get enough sleep, these processes are disrupted, which can lead to forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, and even mood swings. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can increase your risk of more serious cognitive issues, like dementia. So, what can you do to improve your sleep? First, establish a consistent bedtime routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Create a relaxing pre-sleep ritual, like reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing gentle stretches. Make your bedroom a sleep-friendly environment by keeping it cool, dark, and quiet. And if you're still having trouble, consider talking to your doctor. There might be an underlying issue, like sleep apnea, that's affecting your rest. Habit number 3, staying socially isolated. The third habit we're going to talk about might not seem directly related to memory and focus, but trust me, it's just as important, staying socially isolated. As we get older, it's easy to let our social connections slip. Maybe you've retired and lost touch with coworkers, or your friends and family have moved away, Or perhaps you've just fallen into a routine that doesn't leave much room for socializing. But here's the thing. Staying connected with others is crucial for your brain health. Social interaction stimulates your brain in ways that nothing else can. It challenges you to think, communicate, and empathize, all of which help keep your mind sharp. On the flip side, isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness and depression, which have been linked to cognitive decline. In fact, studies have shown that seniors who maintain strong social connections are less likely to develop dementia than those who are socially isolated. So how can you stay connected? Start by reaching out to friends or family members you haven't talked to in a while. Even a quick phone call or video chat can make a difference. Join a club or group that interests you, whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or a fitness class. Volunteer in your community. It's a great way to meet new people and give back at the same time. And don't underestimate the power of technology. If you're not already comfortable with video calls or social media, consider learning how to use them. They can be a lifeline to staying connected, especially if mobility is an issue. Now that we've covered these 3 habits, skipping breakfast, not getting enough quality sleep, and staying socially isolated, you might already be thinking about small changes you can make in your own life. And that's exactly what this is all about. Taking small, manageable steps to protect your memory and focus so you can continue to live a vibrant, fulfilling life. In the next part of this video, we'll dive into even more habits that could be affecting your brain health, along with practical tips to help you avoid them. But for now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these habits in your own life? What changes have you made, or are you planning to make, to support your memory and focus? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 70. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part. Now that we've talked about the first 3 habits that can harm your memory and focus after 70, skipping breakfast, not getting enough quality sleep, and staying socially isolated, let's move on to the next set of habits that might be quietly affecting your brain health. These are things you might not even realize are having an impact, but once you're aware of them, you can take steps to make positive changes. Remember, it's never too late to start taking care of your brain, and small adjustments can lead to big improvements over time. Let's keep going. Habit number 4, neglecting physical activity. Let's start with something that affects not just your body, but your brain as well. Neglecting physical activity. If you've been feeling like your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be, or you're having trouble focusing, it might be time to take a closer look at how much you're moving your body. Exercise isn't just about staying fit or maintaining a healthy weight. It's also one of the best things you can do for your brain. When you exercise, your heart pumps more blood to your brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that help it function at its best. Physical activity also stimulates the release of chemicals called endorphins, which improve your mood and reduce stress, both of which are important for mental clarity. Studies have shown that regular exercise can even increase the size of the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning. But here's the thing. You don't have to run a marathon or lift heavy weights to reap the benefits. Even moderate activities like walking, swimming, or yoga can make a big difference. Aim for at least 30 minutes of movement most days of the week. If that feels like too much, start small. Even a 10-minute walk around the block is better than nothing. The key is to find something you enjoy, so you're more likely to stick with it. And if you have any health concerns, be sure to check with your doctor before starting a new exercise routine. Habit number 5, overloading on sugar and processed foods. Next up, let's talk about something that might be hiding in your pantry or fridge: sugar and processed foods. Now, I know it's tempting to reach for that bag of chips or that sugary snack when you're feeling hungry or tired, but these foods can do more harm than good, especially when it comes to your brain. When you eat a lot of sugar and processed foods, your blood sugar levels spike and then crash, leaving you feeling sluggish and unfocused. Over time, a diet high in these foods can lead to inflammation in the body, including the brain, which has been linked to memory problems and cognitive decline. Plus, these foods often lack the nutrients your brain needs to function properly, like healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. So, what should you eat instead? Focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods that support brain health. Think fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and lean proteins. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds are especially good for your brain. And don't forget about antioxidants, which help protect your brain from damage caused by free radicals. Blueberries, spinach, and dark chocolate are all great sources. If you're used to eating a lot of processed foods, making the switch to a healthier diet might feel overwhelming at first, but you don't have to do it all at once. Start by making small changes, like swapping out sugary snacks for fresh fruit, or choosing whole grain bread instead of white bread. Over time, these small changes can add up to big improvements in your brain health and your overall well-being. Habit number 6, not challenging your brain. The final habit we're going to talk about in this part of the video is one that's often overlooked: not challenging your brain. Just like your muscles, your brain needs regular exercise to stay strong and healthy. If you're not giving your brain new challenges, it can start to lose its edge, leading to memory problems and difficulty focusing. Think about it. When you were younger, you were constantly learning new things, whether it was in school, at work, or just navigating life's challenges. But as we get older, it's easy to fall into routines that don't require much mental effort. Maybe you do the same crossword puzzle every day, or you stick to activities that feel comfortable and familiar. While there's nothing wrong with enjoying these things, it's important to mix it up and give your brain new challenges. So how can you keep your brain sharp? Try learning something new, like a musical instrument, a foreign language, or a new hobby. Puzzles, games, and brain training apps can also be great ways to challenge your mind. Even something as simple as taking a different route to the store or brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand can give your brain a workout. The key is to keep things fresh and engaging so your brain stays active and alert. By now, you've probably noticed a common theme. Many of the habits that harm your memory and focus are things you can change with a little effort and awareness, whether it's moving your body more, eating healthier foods, or challenging your brain. These small changes can have a big impact on your cognitive health. And the best part? You don't have to do everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 changes that feel manageable and build from there. In the next part of this video, we'll wrap up with even more habits that could be affecting your memory and focus, along with practical tips to help you avoid them. But for now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these habits in your own life? What changes have you made or are you planning to make to support your brain health? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 70. We've covered a lot of ground so far, talking about habits like skipping breakfast, neglecting sleep, staying socially isolated, avoiding physical activity, overloading on sugar, and not challenging your brain. These are all things that can quietly chip away at your memory and focus after 70. But the good news is that they're also things you can change. Now, let's dive into the final habits that could be affecting your brain health. And more importantly, what you can do about them. Habit number 7, letting stress take over. Let's start with something that affects all of us at some point: stress. Whether it's worrying about finances, health, or family, stress is a natural part of life. But when it becomes chronic, it can take a serious toll on your brain. High levels of stress hormones, like cortisol, can damage the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning. Over time, this can lead to forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, and even an increased risk of dementia. The tricky thing about stress is that it often creeps up on us. You might not even realize how much it's affecting you until it starts to impact your memory and focus. So, what can you do to manage stress and protect your brain? One of the most effective strategies is mindfulness. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, or even just taking a few moments each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath can help calm your mind and reduce stress. Another great way to manage stress is through physical activity. As we talked about earlier, exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Even a short walk can help clear your mind and reduce feelings of anxiety. And don't underestimate the power of social connections. Talking to a friend or loved one about what's on your mind can provide emotional support and help you feel less alone. Habit number 8, ignoring hearing or vision problems. Next, let's talk about something that might not seem directly related to memory and focus, but actually plays a big role: hearing and vision. As we age, it's common for our senses to decline, but many of us put off addressing these issues because we think they're just a normal part of getting older. The problem is, when you can't hear or see well, your brain has to work harder to process information, which can lead to mental fatigue and difficulty concentrating. Hearing loss, in particular, has been linked to an increased risk of cognitive decline and dementia. This might be because the brain has to divert resources to compensate for the lack of auditory input, leaving less energy for other tasks like memory and focus. Similarly, vision problems can make it harder to engage with the world around you, leading to social isolation and a lack of mental stimulation. So, what can you do? If you've noticed changes in your hearing or vision, don't ignore them. Schedule an appointment with an audiologist or optometrist to get checked out. Hearing aids, glasses, or other assistive devices can make a world of difference, not just for your senses, but for your brain health as well. And if you're already using these devices, make sure they're working properly and that you're using them consistently. Habit number 9, not staying hydrated. The final habit we're going to talk about is one that's easy to overlook but incredibly important: not staying hydrated. Your brain is about 75% water, so even mild dehydration can affect its function. When you're dehydrated, you might notice symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. Over time, chronic dehydration can lead to more serious cognitive issues. The tricky thing is, as we age, our sense of thirst can diminish, making it easier to forget to drink enough water. Plus, some medications or health conditions can increase your risk of dehydration. So, how can you make sure you're staying hydrated? A good rule of thumb is to aim for about 8 cups of water a day, but this can vary depending on your size, activity level, and climate. If you struggle to drink enough water, try carrying a reusable water bottle with you throughout the day as a reminder. You can also eat water-rich foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and oranges. And if plain water feels boring, Try adding a slice of lemon, lime, or cucumber for a little flavor. The key is to make hydration a habit, so your brain gets the water it needs to function at its best. Now that we've covered all 9 habits that can harm your memory and focus after 70, let's take a moment to recap. We've talked about the importance of eating a healthy breakfast, getting quality sleep, staying socially connected, staying physically active, avoiding sugar and processed foods, challenging your brain, managing stress, addressing hearing and vision problems, and staying hydrated. These might seem like small things, but together they can have a big impact on your brain health. The good news is you don't have to tackle all of these habits at once. Start with 1 or 2 that feel manageable and build from there. Maybe you'll decide to add a morning walk to your routine, or swap out sugary snacks for healthier options. Or perhaps you'll make an appointment to get your hearing or vision checked. Whatever you choose, remember that every small step counts. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Aging is a natural part of life, but that doesn't mean you have to accept memory loss or a decline in focus as inevitable. By making small, positive changes to your daily habits, you can protect your brain and continue to live a vibrant, fulfilling life. It's never too late to start taking care of your brain, and the benefits are well worth the effort. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you. What habits are you planning to change to support your memory and focus? Or maybe you've already made some changes and noticed a difference. Share your story in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 70. Thanks for watching. And here's to a sharper, healthier, and happier you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button for more helpful tips. Together, let's make every day better.